Good afternoon. I'm Madiela Giling, and I'm here to present our paper with the title Virtuous Leadership for the New Normal, Identifying Leader Virtues in a Philippine Leadership Program. This is authored by Aliza Racelis and yours truly. We are living through a global health crisis. What is needed now more than ever is real leadership, one that would sharply perceive the needs of the moment and allow the much needed recovery and achievement of goals sooner, more, and better. Specifically, a leadership style that is characterized by virtuousness is needed, one that positively affects the followers' overall happiness and life satisfaction. There has been increasing interest on the part of scholars and practitioners on virtue ethics, which can harness business leadership. It stresses how virtues inherent in a person's character inclines one to act in ways that promote the human race to flourish. Virtuous leadership is the first systematic and holistic approach to leadership from the point of view of aretology, which is the science of the virtues developed by the ancient Greeks. Or one, virtuous leadership consists of three key components: leader virtues, leader virtuous behaviors, and their context for expression, and two underlying processes: a perceptual process, in which followers perceive a leader to be virtuous based on the leader's action, and a modeling process, wherein followers change their behaviors to emulate their leader. Virtuousness can guide leadership in times of ambiguity, turbulence, and high velocity change. This is because virtuousness represents what people aspire to be at their best. This study's objective is to draw out theoretical propositions for the virtuous leadership model by studying the case of a Philippine leadership program that advocates virtuous leadership. This study takes on an interpretivist research philosophy whereby we wish to understand the thinking and statements of young leaders relating to virtuous behavior, their leadership goals, and the traits they find desirable in role models. In particular, a grounded theory methodology is being employed, whereby the survey responses and statements by leadership trainees are coded and analyzed. In this methodology, we seek evidence of youth leaders becoming aware of leader virtues in their program managers and mentors, and whether they can verbalize these in their statements, behaviors, and projects. The object of study is Kalinangan Youth Foundation Incorporated, or CALFI for short. It is a non-stock, non-profit foundation registered with SEC in September 1983. It is also certified by the PCMC as a donor institution. Beginning in 2011, CALFI established CALFI Lead, a leadership platform for young university women that allows them to truly serve, be effective, and become society's game changers. One of the goals CALFI seeks to achieve at the personal level is the attainment of the virtues by the young leaders, above all, magnanimity or greatness, and humility or service amid the circumstances of daily life. For this research, the chief sources of data are: 1. Responses by CALFI Leads youth trainees to a questionnaire survey asking them to identify specific virtues exhibited by the program managers and their mentors. And 2. Statements and pronouncements made by selected student trainees on CALFI Lead videos found online. Findings and discussion. Based on an abstraction of concepts and categories drawn from the process of coding, the following are the paper's theoretical propositions. 1. In organizations where virtues are emphasized, followers can identify, articulate, and appreciate specific leader virtues. This is supported by comments such as: her generosity is shown in every little aspect of the program, making sure that we, as CALFI leaders, get the best experience, guidance, and support. 2. In organizations where virtues are emphasized, the followers value moral virtues and are more conscious of the need for them to exercise virtues that benefit others. One trainee said the following about her program manager: "Her friendliness, supportiveness, and openness inspire me to be more cheerful and connected with the people I encounter daily. These virtues also allowed me to relate with her more and grow as a leader." 3. The virtues possessed by role models or programs that emphasize virtues have the potential to influence the youth trainees' behavior. Example, social action or concern. One trainee said, "Oftentimes we tend to indulge ourselves in the everyday pleasures of life that we forget that there are people who deserve attention as much as they truly need it. The visit to the sick children at the public children's hospital served as an eye-opener to me and my fellow county leaders." Another trainee said, "Through classes, hands-on outreach, initiatives, and constant one-on-one mentoring, we undergo youth training that enables us to be more aware of and sensitive to the needs and sufferings of the vulnerable people in our midst." 4. The virtues of role models motivate trainees towards higher level needs, such as self-actualization, the need to realize one's full potential as a human being. One Calki lead trainee shared, "Her achievement-orientedness and her being supportive inspires followers to work hard in reaching their goals." Moreover, another trainee said this of her mentor, "She really pushes me to do better. We both know the importance of growth, not only academically, but also spiritually." In the data, we find the youth trainees appreciate role models who are supportive, concerned, and friendly, and these virtues motivate them towards higher level needs, such as self-actualization or the need to realize one's full potential as a human being. Conclusion. The findings provide evidence for the virtue theory proposed by Aristotle, whereby virtue is defined as moral excellence or a state of human character that guides people to be good. The results likewise support the concept of virtuous leadership, wherein the virtues of leaders are translated into virtuous actions that are perceived by the followers. Virtuous leadership can help overcome crisis through the trust, service, satisfaction, courage, and happiness they engender. It is suggested that managers and leaders of organizations consider more seriously a vision for a new world order based on justice and virtue. For further study, we see that there could be more primary data that could be collected, such as unstructured interviews. Also, accounts and statements made on social media posts of young leaders can be coded and analyzed. These exist, but given the limited time and the private nature of most of these posts, this paper did not manage to include them. A similar study can be extended to other organizations that exercise virtue. And finally, further research can be undertaken to consider the influence of religion and spirituality, national culture, role of government, and other initiatives and determinants of virtuousness. Our presentation ends here. Thank you very much.